Okay, I have to do this in two parts because I have run out of space. So where we're at with the second part of this video is that we're going to start up here. We're at y equals 7, which is horizontal. We have m equals 0. That means the slope is 0. We talked about that already a little bit on the other video. So y equals 9 is another horizontal line that's parallel to the y equals 7. Well, anything that's horizontal, again, we talked about this up here earlier on this one, is that if you have a horizontal line and you want a line that's perpendicular to that, you would need to have a vertical line. So a vertical line isn't y equals anymore. A vertical line turns into x equals something. So as long as I have x equals 5 or whatever, it's going to be x equals 100, it's going to be perpendicular to this one. So if you have y equals a number, a naked number, no x value at all, you need to have an x equals in order to have a perpendicular line. Okay? Alright, so that covers the front page. Alright, let's go ahead and flip over to the back page. And this kind of looks like some of the stuff you'll be doing on your homework tonight. The cool thing about this is you don't really have to graph these in order to answer the question. This is labeled as parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay? You don't really have to graph these in order to get the answers. Now, for your homework, I want you to graph it so that you get practice graphing. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the first one. And again, hopefully you have these notes in front of you so that glare isn't quite as big of a deal. And it's kind of washed out. Let me fix that for a second. Okay, now, when I graph this first one, what I want to do is I start at my y-intercept, so this is a good graphing review on the first one. I'm start at my y-intercept, which is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plot my point. Then I'm going to look at the slope, and from that point, I have a negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1, and then have a positive 2. I'm going to go to the right, 1, 2. Okay, then, I get my ruler. I'm going to draw my line. Please, 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 please make sure that you are putting arrows on your line because these are infinite. So then you have, I'm going to label my graph so I know what it is. Y equals negative 1/2 x. It's good practice to do this. Plus 4. So I want to graph my next one. I'm going to start at negative 8. I'm going to go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plot my point there. And then I'm going to do my slope, which is 2x, which is 2. If I convert this, it becomes 2 over 1. So my rise is 2. I'm going to go up from my y-intercept, up 2, 1, 2, and then over positive 1. And then again, I'm going to use my ruler. If you don't use a straight edge, it's going to be, sometimes it might be hard to determine if it's perpendicular or not. So I'm going to use my ruler here. And I end up with this right here. Again, I'm going to label my line. Y equals 2x minus 8. Now you can see right here, this creates a 90-degree angle. Or here, or here, here, either one. There's 4 90-degree angles there. So this must be perpendicular. Now there's 2 other ways we could have done that, again, without graphing. Graphing is the easiest way to see this, and graphing is great if it's given a graph to you. But to me, I want to learn the rules of parallel and perpendicular so I don't have to graph. I think I've told a lot of you guys a story. I don't like graphing. It's one of my least favorite things to do in algebra or math period. So if I don't have to graph, I'm not going to. But if you look at this, and I say, okay, my slope of one of them is negative 1/2. Okay, what's the opposite reciprocal? Well, first of all, I know it's not parallel because they're not the same slope. It's going to be some kind of intersecting line. I just need to see, is it intersecting or is it perpendicular? Well, is it the opposite?